Hello, welcome back to another one here today, and as you may know from the stream that I did approximately an hour ago, the GT Icons DLC released for Project Motor Racing here, and today I'm going to go through everything to get you up to speed with everything in the new update DLC thing. If you do go to enjoy this one, make sure to do all them good things, which would be greatly appreciated because, support small, I guess, if you do enjoy this one, because I'd say it's pretty enjoyable, But yeah, I'm going to go through everything here today for you lot here today, get you up to speed of everything in the new update. That was horrendous. Hello and welcome back to another one here today. And today, well, as you may know, Project Motor Racing GT Icons DLC just came out today. We ended the stream for it about an hour ago, 15 minutes ago, not even an hour, really here today. And well, today I'm going to go over everything in this new update here to get you up to speed of everything in the GT Icons update, because there's a lot to get through here. Now, if you do go and join this one, make sure to, do all them good things, as it would be greatly appreciated and shows the support for the channel. And yeah, without further ado, let's get on with it, and well, I'll show you around everything in the GT Icons update. And we are here, as you can see, we've got a new track, as is, well, known here. We've got Rocky Knoll Raceway, otherwise known to us mere mortals as Road America. Is the new track coming with this DLC. It has got the kind of bog standard layout we all know and love with the kink in it. It's also got a very interesting layout which replaces the kink with a chicane. Very interesting. It's also apparently shorter than the normal one, despite it being visibly longer. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but it is shorter apparently. But yeah, that is the new track in this DLC. Well, there was rumours about there was going to be a test track that was coming out with this DLC. I think it was just going to be like a free download thing. The Project Motor Racing test track, that might still come out. It's just not came out yet. It was kind of shown as a thing in Project Motor Racing at the Sim Racing Expo about a month ago or so. I can't actually remember when it was here. But yeah, Road America, a new track here. 2 lanes to it. Very cool. Quite a long track. 6.5 kilometres. 14 turns or 15 turns if you have the chicane one. Cool track. I've never really been all that great at Sebring. I've only driven in Forza occasionally in Project Cars 2. I wasn't very good in Project Cars 2 round it, but that was a while ago since I last drove it there. But yeah, that is the track in this game, and now we go to the cars. Now we have got 9 new cars in this game. These two aren't with the DLC. They are part of the same kind of franchise, Sports Car 70. These two came with the base game, the Lola T70 Mark III and the Porsche 917 7K. But it's these three that are our first class we're going to go over here today, the Sports Car 67. And don't you dare go over and do all them funny meme things with that. As you can see, we have got the Chaparral 2F, a very, very fun car to drive, featuring a 3-speed automatic gearbox, which is very interesting considering this car was from 1967, and it's got an automatic. More the fact it's a 3-speed as well. And another thing, which I hope you've noticed, is it's got more than a rear wing. It's got an aerofoil, basically. It's a plane wing, almost. So fit that to a Boeing 747, that would fly. I'll tell you that for a fact. It's huge, and it's also active aero, so that is it currently. The way you see it just there in its downforce preset, it's got a one where it's completely flat, making no downforce whatsoever. That is for when it goes straight line. So yeah, very, very cool car to have in this game. One of my favourites since I was a very small child, playing Forza 5 and watching Cars. Not that it was in Cars, but because Wingo looked like it. Now the second car in this DLC is the Ford GT Mark IV. It just isn't right without it having historic cars without this car. It's just iconic really here. Very, very, very famous car. obviously. You know. Oh, I've forgotten the words. Obviously beat Ferrari at Le Mans. It was famously adapted into Ford versus Ferrari. And we've got this thing, the Lola T70, similar to the Lola T70 here, but different. Oh, balls, the GTs. Yeah, it's slightly older. It's the older generation, I believe. It is, yeah, because it's the older one. To the Lola T70 in Sports Car 70. Again, haven't driven this one. I'm assuming it's going to be a bit like the Lola T70 from Sports Car 70 to drive. But yeah, very, very interesting car. You don't see it much often in games. I think one of the Lolas is in Forza. That's about all I know. But yeah, a very, very interesting car. And that is everything in Sports Car 67. We can go through all the liveries for you as well. See if you catch one you like. And that's them all for the Gillet. The Chaparral. Now you may notice there's actually quite a lot of liveries in this DLC. I believe it's 8 per car. They're all very classic liveries. They're pretty plain, bog standard. Yeah, and I do quite like an old livery from time to time. But yeah, that is your Sports Car 67 class. That's not part of the DLC. That's not either. This is our second class in this DLC, the GT70 class. So, Grand Touring cars from the 70s. Now we start with the Chevy Corvette. I've driven this one a bit. It is insane. It doesn't turn very well, predictably for an American car. However, it produces a mad amount of power and it goes in a ridiculously fast straight line. And it's very, very fun indeed as well. I haven't driven this one much. Now, one that you did see me, if you did watch the stream, see me drive quite a lot, is the Ford Capri RS 3100 or 3100. I don't know. I'm going to assume it's the 3100. Very nice, a bit different to the Ford Capri in Group 5, if I can find Group 5, there we go. Ford Capri Group 5, here, that's the Ford Capri Group 5. That's the Ford Capri R3100. So very different beasts, this one's slightly older. Very, very cool car indeed to have. Where's the livery that I want to talk about? Not that one, 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 this one. I'm not sure if this, I haven't seen it, but do you not think this looks a bit like Steve Soper's Caliber livery in BTCC? It's very nice, that's the main thing, I do like it. The red Ford banner does put it off a bit. If it was like a yellow Ford banner like that, it would look nice to match the kind of yellow highlights on the car, but you know. I'm not the livery designer. Do what you like. And then finally, we've got the Porsche, which is a car that I'm not really sure what to think about. I drove it a bit in the street, struggled a lot in it. Rear-engined, of course, because it's a Porsche. Very underpowered, very light compared to the other cars, which is underpowered, really. But yeah, very, very interesting car. This difficult because it's rear-engined. But yeah, cool car that. Classic looking Porsche livery, looking car. Classic looking Porsche. Just like the 964 Cup. Just a bit different, you know. But yeah, very, very cool classes. You know, every car's got the strengths. If it's something like Monza, this thing's going to absolutely thump everyone. If it's something, this is quite a good all-rounder car, I find, from my stream. It's, you know, alright in a straight line, it's decent at cornering, better than this thing is. And this thing is kind of the opposite. It's not very good in the straight line, I've found. But it's really good in the corners, because it's a Porsche. What do you expect? So yeah, it's like a really, really big mix of strengths and weaknesses, this class. And it's, well, honestly, really, really exciting to have these lot in it. Especially the Capri, it's a very fun car. And in our final class, GT60 here. And well, we first of all got the Chevy Grand Sport. This is similar to this thing. Also a Chevy. Also produces a ridiculous amount of power for the class. Also goes in a straight line very, very quickly. Yeah. So this is a bit like this class, but maybe slightly different. This is the lightest car in the class, somehow, despite containing a 6.2 litre V8 motor in it, but you know, all is well and all is good. We've got massive aerial in it. You can probably get bloody, I don't know, original 106 from Tokyo on that. It's the first radio I thought of. Other radio stations are available. It's just the first one I thought of because it's somewhat local to me. And yeah. Next car, we've got the Jag E-Type lightweight. Now, it isn't the most lightweight. It's only about 33 kilos lighter than the Shelby, and in fact, 30 kilos heavier than the Chevy. So, yeah. It's also underpowered. It's elegant looking. And it's very fun to drive. It's very slidey. Here, this Jag E-Type. I drove it for a decent bit in the in the stream. Forgetting the words now. And yeah, it's a very, very cool car. Probably a similar situation with the Sport GT70 class. Big mix of skills and that. And then you've finally got the last car in this class, in the DLC that we're going to talk about, the Shelby Daytona Coupe. This thing is maybe slightly a bit off in handling. It's only got a 4.7 litre V8 motor, but you know, it's hardly small, is it? Compared to your 2 litre EcoBoost that you get nowadays, and your Ford Focuses and that. But you know, it's a very cool car. This, I've just noticed it's got no wing mirrors. Interesting. But yeah, that is all the classes in this DLC with Road America. We're going to do a quick 3-lap race. We're going to do a 3-lap race in the Sports Car 67 class. We're going to do 2-lap race in the rest of them. And we're going to choose both the legs. What are we going to choose? Let's go on this Chaparral because it's the one I know. Let's go on the black one here. So yeah, let's go on to do some driving to get to show you what the classes are like. And we are here in the Chaparral now here. And if you thought the rear wing looked large in the menu, car select menu, it's even larger in the flesh. Here, in fact, it's so big it doesn't fit the bloody camera here, but it is a 1-2 for the Chaparrals. They are very cool cars, these. Ford GT40 there. I'll skip once we pass a Lola, just so you can see them all in the flesh. That is a Chaparral once again. Here's the Lola. It's slightly higher up, stands looking, compared to the Ford GT40, but we are here ready to go. And you might end up figuring out, this thing does not like to stop very quickly. As we're off here, Road America. We're just doing the kink layout for this one, no chicane. I've got a feeling we might do the chicane for the... I might do it for the GT70, I'm not sure which one we'll do it for. We'll do it for one of them, either the GT70 or the GT60. GT70 might be quite fun with the chicane. I'm not sure. GT60 we get sliding nonsense going as we've got by one car. We're going to brake very early for turn 2 here. You can see up ahead, almost a floating rectangle when you look at the Chaparrals from afar. You don't really see the wing struts that hold that thing up. But yeah, they are there, and here comes the Ford GT40 sort of. This thing's got very long gears. It's also automatic. However, unfortunately, you can't have an authentic setting for gear things, so we're driving as manual. Also doing the cursed flappy paddle with a flappy paddle when it should be an H pattern. It's decided it's not going to work today, so it does that quite a lot in Project Mode Racing. It just decides, no, you're not going to have me today. You just need to drive all the H pattern cars with the flappy paddle, so it's okay. It's simpler when it's new content. As you can see, we just didn't stop there. It's like a runaway train almost. There we went. Oh, in fact, we did go straight into that of the was that a Lola? You know, actually spun around there. Oh my god! Right in the back of Lola again. They're very slow around this long corner. Once again, kind of just ping-ponging off it. Not a very good example from driving from me there. Around the kink, we come quite a dangerous corner. There's a nasty bump in the middle of that. And these things, you hop right over it. So it's very scary indeed. And now we come down to the braking zone that's very, very, very long. Wasn't thinking I was going to stop for that one. As Ford GT40, oh my god. Always went up the inside of it. Thought we was just going to back out there. Nearly got by a low up. We went in the back with several cars this lap. But all is fine and all is well. We made it around lap 1, and that is Sebring. Not a very good example of it. You'll probably see better examples of driving by me in this video round Sebring. Keep it on Sebring. Why do I keep calling it Sebring? I'm not sure. Someone keeps making it called Sebring. It's got a similar rough shape, I'd say, to Sebring, but it's nothing like Sebring. And so now we come down. This is a corner. I always think it's slower than it actually is. It's really spun it there. Lola was very slow at the corner. And the AI aren't the greatest at the driving these things around here as we nearly loop it round out of turn 2. And into top gear we go, 3rd gear. As you can see, you can hear me clicking up. It's not changing. The one thing you do need to be worried about here in this thing is if you're not used to a car having 3 gears, you don't slam the gearbox down, because it does go down, the gears, if you're using flappy paddle, because it is just like, it just lets you change down gear. It's got no protection to it. So there was once in stream, I don't know if you saw it or not, as I went around the corner, I was about to overtake about 4 cars because I think someone had spun or something. Someone was really slow at the corner. I went round the corner and I got to the apex and actually put it in reverse because I thought there was another gear to go down. I was in neutral and I went in reverse. So yeah, be wary of that when you drive this thing. The others have got 4 gears, so 1 extra. They're also manual. This thing's an automatic in real life somehow. I didn't know that they really had automatics. Then no, they put one in a race car. Very interesting fact that I learned today. Despite knowing this car, actually you see that. So the car's ahead bumping way over the bump on the middle of the track there as we come down to the braking zone. It's quite big already in like a GT3, but it is even bigger in these things as we get it stopped here. You can actually see I've put full brakes on there. It was not locking up. Just shows how small these things are. I actually had a bit of a thing, not a rant, but a bit of a thing on stream where I was convinced that these are drum brakes. They might be, I'm not actually sure. I haven't looked at the full technical specs of this thing. Not what I do for any car, really. This is a Renault Twin Group. 898cc engine in them. Can't remember exactly what. No, it's 898cc. As we come to our final lap now here, we've got a car coming up on the inside line. It appears to be a Lola? I'm not actually sure. Something. That's for sure. Oh, as we have a wheel hopper in there, that was scary. Need to drop it in there, that car likes to kill you. Now, you might actually see, if you're watching the stream, I wasn't very good at driving these things, ever. We have actually got quite good now. Or not quite good, but I've got used to how to drive them now, and I don't spin them quite as much as I used to. There's a massive breakdown there. Just about get it stopped. Nice slide out there, it's always fun sliding these things around. Right in the limit around the kink now here, and I think we're going to get by the Lola. We will, I think. He's got the outside round here, but we are usually a lot quicker than they are around there. Yep, we've got by him. Lovely. And you can see the floating rectangle up there of the chaparral. You love to see it. Now we're going side by side around the kink because this is a good idea. Oh, that was actually a really good move. Wow. And now down towards the very long braking zone. I don't think we're going to catch up to this chaparral here up in 10th, but we could give it a try. We accelerate out the corner and down towards, and that's a good exit there. We're not going to get to them, but give it another lap or two, we probably would have got by him. Probably next lap, actually. And up the hill we will rise in Le Chaparral. And across the line we'll come, and it is going to be P11. But yeah, that is kind of what to expect from the GT Sports Car 67s round here in Road America. I keep saying Sebring nearly. I've got a feeling that the Lolas are the slowest in this class, and the GT40s are the fastest, because it's GT40 top 4 and Lola bottom 5. There's just a random Lola in 7th and a random GT40 in 9th. Other than that, Chaparrals. And we are here in what possibly may be actually my favourite class in this new DLC, this GT70 class. Got wicked Porsche 911s there, Ford Capris, that's probably my favourite car in this class. The Chevy is a beast here, but yeah, we're in the Ford Capri. Here's the, I find it a good all-rounder here. We're doing the kink layout this time here. We're going to do the chicane in the Sports Car 60, not Sports Car 60s, the GT60s, so the E-Type and that, just because, you know, extra braking zone, they're already a handful enough, so why not give them an extra braking zone, extra corner, extra handling nonsense to combat with here as we come round now here. Decent far from us there, cone's getting flung about everywhere into turn 1. I'm just going to take it easy. This thing, I've spun it a fair few times on stream. Actually quite good there. The Chevy, you're going to see that romp past everyone in a second, as this thing, unlike the Chaparral, actually stops. So it is like a miracle, really, here. Very fun miracle. As we come round down towards the big downhill braking zone there. The Chevy was nearly on the grass. In fact, it is on the grass there. Coming down to here, trying to find a way past everyone else who was much slower than it was. As we come round, you'll probably see it coming towards next lap when it's all single file. I'm going to start just passing everyone like it's just no one's business here. This thing is such a fun car to drive, this Capri. I've driven it an absolute ton, off and on camera. First car I drove in this class when I got back to drive this thing. I'm going to try and get by Chevy here, although I don't think it's going to come to much avail as we've got a straight line next, and off it goes. It will be a bit slower around here than I am. We're going to go underneath it, actually a bit of a bump to the back of the Chevy there. And we're now going to put the power down, or try and put the power down anyway, for the kink. Here we come. There we go, that was a good kink compared to everyone else there. I think the Chevy might have held up the Capri and the Porsche. But by the Porsche, it's not got the greatest of straight line speed. The Capri were very evenly matched. I mean, we are in the Capri also. Actually, a bit of a lock up into here. Probably the scariest braking zone on this track. And now we come down towards the final corner here at Rocky Knoll Raceway. Very funny name, that. Now out in the corner we come. Down towards, here we go. You might start to see a Chevy come out. Yep, Chevy's making moves. You'll love to see it. See the mini-map there, the last dot is a Chevy. He's out for a move as well. Brakes a bit early for turn 1 there. Oh my god, the Chevy's already here. Hello. You're going to see that come down the back straight past me, just like no bother whatsoever. You're going to see what I mean by straight line speed difference, because it is ridiculous. That car quite likes to kill me. I've spun out of there so many times, on stream and off stream and whatever. Here comes the Chevy. You can see here comes the radar, and oh, he's actually stopped. Braked quite early there. I don't like to. I really struggle to not lock this thing up. And the Chevy's actually got by us in towards and up the hill. Once again, not very slow or fast. Couldn't tell that. infinitely faster than we did there. Chevy not quite having the corner prowess now here. It's basically speed versus grunt, or cornering versus grunt in the straight line. We're going to get by here. We might just do a copy paste move of what we did on the Chevy round here then. Try and hold him around the outside. Yep, that's it. There we go. The thing I'm scared about now is if he's going to romp up the straight line speed around the kink. The Porsche and the Capri are nearly into each other. They didn't make contact. See the Porsche is slowly starting to filter to the back of the pack in this race. And now down towards the final massive braking zone of this track. There's obviously another one, not this one. It's kind of just a little flick. This one, another big braking zone. And now we come round now here. Oh, that's the end of the race. Oh, that's a bit sad. Already? I didn't want it to end. Oh, that was alright there. We did clip the wall. That's going to be with suspension damage. Not quite. Come on, that's sad that we only did 2 laps there. Oh. But yeah, the Porsche is quite a bit slower than the Capris and the Chevys. But, you know, it really depends on the track for this class here. If it's something like Lime Rock, then the Porsches would probably be right up the front and strong, or mid-high or something like that. But yeah, let's move on to our final class now here, where we actually get to explore the new layout in this DLC. And we are here in the GT60s now here for our final segment in this video. Don't say, look how shocked all the cars look. All their big guppy mouths, you know. There I got Shelby on pole there. The Jags second place. The ones with the rim round the outside look like they've got lips. They're quite funny looking things. And then we have a Corvette looks like a duck. Funnily enough, we're on the Shelby here, and I do want to say, from driving these things and kind of testing practice on the stream, the rear end likes to step out on the braking with these things, which I despise. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we can do something here and make something work in these things. As we work our way down towards turn 1, my throttle pedal just popped there. Weird feeling. And as we come around turn 1, as you can see, the rear end's stepping out. I think it's just the cars don't like, they just want to brake in a straight line, and that is all they want to do. But you dare brake them in a corner, otherwise they're dead, and the Chevy's just stopped in the middle of the track. Which has made the other Shelby just stop instantly. We're less fortunate, we can't stop. So we go straight into the Shelby and ruin our car. Get it stopped for here, that's nice and calm. Then we got a Jag up here. Jag is much easier to drive than the Shelby. It's just got a peaceful amount of power. And actually side by side now with a Jag, but the power of the Americans can get us by. Oh, we got a bump from the Jag, and the Jag pushes out wide. I genuinely am scared of turning this thing in too aggressively. Out of fear it's just going to step out on me. There's the Shelby I killed. Use the brake a bit to get the car a bit rotation. I don't really want the rotation from the brake, but round there when it just wants to plough is not a bad shout of when to do it. And round there as well. Shift it down to first and out we come. These things very, very difficult as it turns out. The least powerful ones, but the ones that want to kill you the most. Pump the brake. Seems to help. As out we come now here and down towards the final corner. Round the kick we come. Slide it round. Or just plough round, and as you can see, once again, really ready just wanting to step out in avoidance of the Chevy, and again, because they're just so slow around that, the Chevy does not want to stop, and there's one Shelby that's way out wide there. We're going to take evasive action. Now you can just see the Chevy is just going to plough by everyone as we head to final lap of the video. Fingers crossed, this is like the 5th attempt at this race. We've not stopped, we've not stopped. We have stopped, okay. I was worried we hadn't stopped there, because I looked at the rearview mirror and there was just a trail of tyre smoke. It's a real trust test, this thing. You basically need to brake in a straight line, and when the turn you just need to coast it round. Wish you, and pray that you've just braked enough. And down we come now here, down towards the braking zone here. I don't care if that man gets past me. As long as we're alive, as you can see, I'm not very good at driving these things. We're actually under pressure from my Jag, which is a bit of a skill issue, I find, given that we're on a vastly superior powered Chevy. That's vastly superior Shelby. It's a Jag, but it's a Shelby. And now we come round down towards carousel. Bloody hell, get it, turn. Come on. It's like a lazy lump of cheese. I know it's probably an insult to everyone that likes a Shelby, but it does feel like it. It doesn't want to do very much. It just lurches round the corner. You know, punted round by a Shelby, Jag, whatever. Rev spike, don't like that. Shouldn't have done that. Should have kept in sight and prayed, but you know, all is well and all is fine. And down towards the final main braking zone of this track. Breaking them cones there. Braking probably looks very interesting if you're just watching the webcam. Still not sure how to drive these things. I'm suffering from like heat stroke just now. My room's like molten. Red weather warnings out in the UK as well. Not where I am. Boring old Scotland, nothing happens here. Apart from when it's windy. But we come across the line in the Shelby to finish off the 3 classes. And that is a very lovely car, although the Shelby's a bit rude. But yeah, very fun there. Corvette 1, could you imagine that? Right, engineer, shut up. Thank you. Right, yeah. That will be that. There in them 3. And well, that was a very fun lot of races and a very fun lot of cars and a very fun track. And that will be that here for today. That is everything. Just about all the classes and all the track layouts here in the new GT Icons DLC. And yes, we will see you next time here. I do hope you enjoyed this one. Make sure to like, subscribe, do all them good things if you did enjoy this. That would be greatly appreciated. Until next time, we will see you later. And goodbye.